Lynn Cullen live in 1 minute. Welcome to Lynn Cullen Live at pghcitypaper.com. Email your questions and comments to Lynn at pghcitypaper.com.
Well, hello there, and welcome on another unbelievably gorgeous day that is going to end in victory for the Bucs. Hello, how you doing? I did that just for my sister Susan, who, by popular demand, has joined us today because she wasn't here yesterday, and I guess people wanted to hear a St. Louis's son prior to the game. Suze!
Hey!
Yeah.
Popular demand.
Yeah, we actually got, well, it doesn't take much to...
Meaning you wanted me on the show?
No. There actually was, if I only had, I still don't have it. I don't have it here. I trashed it. But yes, and I read it to the audience yesterday. We did get an email saying, "You've got to have Susan on the show to talk about blah, 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 because, blah, 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 because of the game."
No, right. I mean, isn't it exciting? Isn't it exciting?
It would have been better if we just finished it off the other night here.
Well, better for whom?
Well, yes. So, anyway...
No, our franchises are reaping money.
Yes.
And the excitement goes on, and
for one of us.
We'll see. The Cardinals do it both ways in these situations. We've got history that says we're going to come on strong, and we have history that says, oops, we lost it somewhere.
Well, we certainly know we can beat you there, and we certainly know these two teams are just totally sort of even statistically throughout the entire season.
Right.
Exactly.
And then the series reflected the same thing.
Right.
Blowout, oops.
Blowout,
then
tight. Right. So, I don't know. They're a very, very it's a well-matched and hard-fought and all of that. But, one of the...
And it's fun to watch both teams play. I mean, you couldn't watch Tuesday's game and Monday's game and not think of, wow, looking at that young pitcher. I mean, you guys were seeing him about as much as I had seen him.
He was amazing. I wanted to kill him. Yeah, he was amazing. So we are going to see our young pitcher today. We also have a rookie pitcher who we're putting in this game. Do you believe it? He wasn't scheduled to. We were going to have a veteran pitch, but he's the same guy we put out there in the first game. Do you remember the first game?
Yeah.
Yeah, the first game you destroyed us. That was the one that was like 9-1 or whatever the hell it was.
That's right.
Okay, so we aren't going to let him pitch again there. So we put a rookie. Uh-oh, Laura has just written in, "Where's Susan's photo is missing."
Oh, it's Wednesday, though. I was
There you go. There she is. All right.
Thank you. I hadn't looked.
Yeah. Well, we're a little discombobulated here. We're really
it's
all
Wednesday. None of us are going to know what day it is for the rest of the day.
I know. We were really excited. Anyway. So
no, we are grounded by the game tonight.
I liked it better when it was at 5 or 4 your time.
Yeah, I think you could get it over with. Yeah, you're going to be up. I mean, we're going to be up late, so you're really going to be up late.
Yeah, and God forbid if we win, ain't nobody going to sleep. So, yeah, it's going to be a rough day tomorrow. I'm just putting that out here right now, okay? right now. So, is it a nice day there at least, Susan?
It is.
Perfect. Okay.
Totally.
Perfect.
Glory-asking.
Yeah,
It's
like
just,
us.
It's
Gorgeous.
right now about 65 degrees with that bright blue fall sky, and
Yep.
nothing's turned very much here.
No.
It's just going to be about 75 for a high.
Perfect. Exactly what we've got. Okay. So, but I mean,
Weather will not be a factor, and in our stadium, it's probably better that it is later because you won't have that shadow thing happening.
which really screwed us up, frankly.
Well, it screwed everybody up. The only thing about the shadow is that, it's bad for everybody.
I seem to note that when the Cardinals came to bat, the shadow thing got worse for our fielders. I seem to think you have some way of
Controlling the shadow, the timing of the shadow.
Yeah, it
and
sure
the
looked
pace
that
of
way.
The game.
It looked that way. If I were a believer, I would say that God was screwing around with the Pirates that day. I really thought there was something going on. Anyway, enough. So Susan's excited, I'm excited, we're excited, they're excited, everybody's excited, and one city's going to be real happy tomorrow, and the next other is... I think Pittsburgh is going to be happy no matter what. We can't believe that we've done
Well,
what
and
we've
I
done.
think
But I don't want to. I wanna
the city as a whole wouldn't say so, but I honestly say that everybody that I talk to, if we have to lose, it's going to give us great pleasure to lose to you guys.
And the other great thing is, Atlanta's gone.
Yeah.
I so hate them. But
you
of course,
don't have to listen to...
I still have that ringing in my ears from the last time the Pirates were in the playoffs. I swear, I do.
Oh, no, I can summon up exactly what it sounds like.
And oh, God. Yeah. Disgusting. So...
You saw the Oneida Nation is causing trouble
really,
for the
after the Redskins. I talked about that yesterday. So the reason I paused, actually, is I was just thinking, so that's not racist? The sort of hatchet chopping thing they do?
Of course it is, but that's what... So that's a defense being used by the Redskins.
What, that the Braves are racist?
Other people get to be racist.
But redskin is an exact... I mean, it is just so obviously a racial pejorative that, I mean, brave is
Right.
not... Calling yourself a brave means a warrior. Brave by its very... Braves say is a virtue. So, yeah, the Braves don't have the same problem. It's not unlike calling, the Vikings, just people known to be great warriors.
Right.
Redskins is like, saying the N-word. It is. So, all right. Susan!
Yes.
I attempted to tell, and I told everybody that I hadn't told this story to anybody, so I didn't know if I could tell it because it was so confusing. And I was going to try, so on Monday, I attempted to tell the adventure that I had at the hotel in Chicago on Saturday night with our mother, where we became trapped in the Twilight Zone and in another dimension.
Right. And I
Susan will vouch.
Messaged my daughter about this, and I said that I will tell you later of the tale within which Babu and Aunt Lynn get lost, and Lynn's explanation is that they're in an alternate universe, and Babu's explanation is they're somehow lost on a stairwell.
Well, Susan, I have told people this story. I have not embellished. And I've gotten a lot of feedback from people.
Well, if you didn't come armed with the knowledge that one of the wings of the building was a whole separate hotel.
I didn't know that. Did you know that?
I only knew that because I could see it from my window.
I went down a staircase almost directly across from my room. That I should come out that staircase in an entirely different facility, unbeknownst to me, is absurd. I should have come out in a hallway that was exactly patterned after the hallway
Did you come out a door on the same side, or did you come out a door on the other side?
We came out on the only door there was. I swear to God, we came out the door. Okay, now wait. Okay, but so today, Mary has sent me an answer. I mean, we sort of know the answer because by the time we got, rescued by people at the other hotel, Mary went digging around and found an article in some magazine called Chicago.
Amazing.
Yeah. So Susan, listen to this. 3 hotels opened on one block is the headline. Geez, Mom and I could have ended up in 3 venues. We only did 2. And it talks about the fact that the Aloft, the Marriott, and the Hyatt have all opened in the same, they call it 3 new hotels, dubbed the triplex. The unusual multi-hotel development consists of, and then they have the Hyatt, and then they do say that these 3 properties share. The idea was to leverage common spaces.
Well, I got to tell you something. It's totally smart because those fire exit stairways are dead useless space, and if they can share one instead of each giving up space, they both win.
But don't they need to let people know that if you use a stairway, you could end up someplace you didn't intend?
Just know which side of the stairwell your building is.
Well, here's what it says, Susan. It talks about the 3 different hotels, and it says the one we stayed at is aimed at hipsters. Hipsters who don't mind disappearing into stairwells at 1 a.m. There, we're hipsters. And it says they share common meeting rooms and offer Wi-Fi. And they encourage, listen to this, the close proximity of the hotels is meant to encourage hopping from property to property. But if you don't know about that, bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you, Jess.
Thank you.
It says, not enjoying your lobby? Try the one next door. Well, which is what Mom and I inadvertently did. We tried the one, and our lobby was by far and away the best, and they even say that in this article, that we stayed at the hippest of the 3. Oh, for God's sake. So, okay, I'm still, whatever. Okay.
Well, it was hip Susan that made the reservation.
Yes, you were.
And got us all in trouble.
Mm-hmm. It's okay. We all survived. Joseph writes, today is my 55th birthday. Happy birthday! And I am expecting quite a large gift from the Pirates tonight. I sure hope they come through. You know whose birthday is tomorrow?
Whose?
Andrew McCutcheon.
Who?
Andrew McCutcheon! He should only destroy your Cardinals tonight. He's our center fielder. He's so cute. He's such an adorable thing. And it's his birthday tomorrow. He's going to be 27.
Oh my God, he's younger than me.
Well, we'll see what happens.
All right, Susan. See, she's
Isn't it? Have you been able to watch the games? How many times did you have to hop up and get down and hop up and get down?
Well, when I'm actually at the game, I don't hop at all. I am just like focused. But yes, if it's on TV, I wander because I can't sit still. Oh. Okay, now one other question before we get into meatier stuff. Susan, again, I have a vague memory of being in someone's house in California who was a friend of yours, whose name we will not mention. And I remember, and it was somebody in the film industry, and I remember
David Kushner.
Okay, and we went up the stairs, and at the top of the stairs was this room, and in the room was a doll.
Yes. Chucky.
It was Chucky. It was Chucky, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I want to know, because I sometimes think you're not remembering things right at all. Because
no, Chucky and Fievel Mouskowitz came from the same head.
That's a little odd. Anyway, let me tell you, because I was reading USA Today, and on page 4, it says, there's a picture of Chucky. And I saw it, and my blood ran cold, just as it did when I encountered him at the top of those stairs. And it says, after 25 years, Chucky is still the doll who will not die. He continues killing at the box office. So, Chucky? That was actually the doll. That was the doll, right?
Yeah.
That was the original Chucky. He was there. And he was there because the guy whose house we were in was who?
He was the creator of and the producer of both
of the Chucky movies.
He created Fievel. Chucky was his first screenplay, I think.
See, I thought he was an animator, right? Because he worked at Hanna-Barbera.
That's where he started, right?
Okay.
But he did the screenplay. You know, these guys all do all sorts.
They get around. So I was looking for his name in this. And I didn't see it. I didn't see his name. They kept talking about somebody else. But he is the guy who, that's his baby, Chucky, right?
Yes.
And he was sitting in a room, right?
Yes.
At the top of the stairs. Okay. Just wanted to ask. That's why I brought that, Chucky.
No, that actually happened. And you were with me, who improbably, came into contact with interesting people throughout my life.
Well, I think that was the evening that Sally Wiggin might have been with us. No? We had been flown in by Channel 4 to play. What was that stupid quiz game where you draw things? Right.
I remember that.
What?
I can't remember the name of it.
And he's dead now, the guy who did that show. You would draw, and you had a team, and you had... It was like charades.
Drawing with charades. It was drawing charades.
It was like charades, only you had to draw. And
something
what?
Set, draw, or something, right?
Is it ready, set, draw? No, that wasn't it.
No.
I don't know. But Sally and I forget who else, had been brought in to tape a special, one of those shows, to make fools of ourselves for some reason or other. And it seems to me that it was after that show that we didn't end up going to Spago.
Yeah, we went to Spago.
With your friend, who was friends with...
And you guys all met Wolfgang.
And
Milli Vanilli.
And Milli Vanilli was in the bathroom.
In the bad seat.
Yes. It was so odd. But that wasn't the night then that ended with Chucky at the top of the stair?
That was like the next afternoon or something.
Oh, okay. All right. What? What is it called? Win, lose, or draw.
That's what I just said.
That is what you said. That is what you said. It was win, lose, or draw. Somewhere I have a tape of that show.
Yes, that was a very funny night, and not the least of which is that because of the table that we were raiding because of yet another friend of ours, everybody in the restaurant was wondering who the hell we were.
Yeah, we looked like we were the persons. We were the ones you were supposed to know because Wolfgang was sitting with us and all these other people, right? And it's just because Susan has this friend who's an operator. What fun. This same friend once came here to Pittsburgh.
And almost killed you.
He almost got me. I don't know how we didn't end up in jail that night. He was a metals trader.
At the time.
He did lots of things. And he had to have some dinner with some Alcoa execs, right? And he called me and he said, hey, you come to dinner with me, the Alcoa execs. They'll think I'm really hot, that I'm coming in here from who knows where, and I know Lynn Cullen. And so we did. I did. And I cannot tell you the reality of what happened that evening. I'm sorry, without potentially getting myself arrested. But we ended up, Susan, he's a dangerous person to be around. I remember I was driving down streets downtown the wrong way. Oh my God. Sorry. I'm just thinking all these, it was that Chucky picture. Okay, so I did meet Chucky. Up close and personal.
You did.
Okay, I did. I didn't know. I thought so. Who was that?
I've taken you in the way of sin many a time.
Yeah, that's right. And Chucky. See, the thing is I never watched any of those movies.
I never did either, but mostly because just a picture of Chucky
was enough to scare you. But when you walk up the stairs of a very nice home, and there's this I don't know if I knew that that's what Chucky looked like, or if the doll just in and of itself terrified me when I saw it, because it's how could you live in a house like that with that doll there? How could you? Okay, I'll stop. Can you tell my head is just gone nuts today?
Yes.
Yes? I can't quite focus. Okay. Oh, look! Whew. We could take a break. And then, Susan, we could come back and we could cast recrimination upon recrimination upon Republicans, if you'd like.
Sure.
Would you like to?
I have very little reticence on this fact.
Yeah. I'm sort of like, I feel like I've said anything I can say, but they just keep...
Well, we have to have a daily shame on them.
Yes, we do. Okay, so let's get into whatever latest developments there are on this. Okay, I can't even characterize it without being whatever. So a quick break, we'll be right back. And I promise I will be looking for my head when we're during the break. See if I can focus.
Okay.
Better. Okay, bye.
More is on the way with Lynn Cullen Live.
This week's Pittsburgh City Paper is available now. Pick up one today for our special Halloween guide. Plus, Pearl Jam, The Pillow Project, Joe Grishecki, Sean Colvin, and News of the Weird. Pittsburgh City Paper, available at over 1,700 locations throughout Western Pennsylvania, and on the web at pghcitypaper.com, and on your smartphone with GPS-enabled music, event, and restaurant listings at citypapermobile.com.
Yeah, so forget Chucky. How about Hot Guys with Guns? Or how about Southern Baptist Sissies? Those are two of the films that are going to be at Real Q, which is, of course, the Pittsburgh gay, lesbian, bi, trans, Q, film series. Real Q, REELQ, starting up this weekend and playing at the Harris for a week, and they bring in all these marvelous movies you're not going to see anywhere else. A lot of docs, a lot of comedy, a lot of drama, all kinds of stuff. And you are invited. There are so many movies playing that you might want to check out Pittsburgh City Paper for listings. You also might want to check out the website of Real Q, www.realq.org. And that's, again, because it's movies, REELQ.org. These are not to be missed, and the odds are, you gotta... these are not films that necessarily play, in the big film houses, because the only films that play in those are crap. These are indies, and they're great. So from the 11th of this month to the 19th at the Harris Theater, and it says here, I didn't know this, Comcast Xfinity subscribers, I am one, can preview nearly all the feature films from the comfort of their living room with their on-demand remote. Well, that's totally cool. So do that. realq.org.
Come to Little's for all of your back-to-school needs. Little's has everything for all ages to stay in style for this upcoming school season. Check out the large selection from Doc Marten, Steve Madden, UGG, Clark's, Lely Kelly, New Balance, and much, much more. Don't forget to come visit this season's colorful handbag selection as well. Little Shoes, Pittsburgh's largest family shoe store, 5850 Forbes Avenue in Squirrel Hill.
Now, it's back to Lynn Cullen Live at pghcitypaper.com.
All right, before we start trashing Republicans, two of you have told me, and you're right, it's win, lose, or draw, and it was Bert Convey who was the MC.
And who replaced Dick Van Dyke as in the Mary Poppins stage show.
He did? Bert Convey?
Yeah. Bert Convey was a song and dance guy, and actually bore a passing resemblance to him. But yes, I say he would do a lot of the stuff that Dick Van Dyke did on Broadway. Bert Convey would follow him.
Huh. He was very, very nice. I remember really, really liking him. There was some former L.A. Dodger who's famous, who was on the opposing team. Who the hell was that? You know that name too, because he was a real good-looking guy who sort of got into, and of course I can't remember him. But Bert Convey. Also, let me see if I got everything here. We have win, lose, or draw. I think I lost. I think I embarrassed myself on that show, is my recollection, which is why I seem to have lost the tape of it. Susan, Richard wants to know, are the St. Louis fans taking the Pirates seriously, or do you think they're already looking past tonight's game?
Oh, no. I can assure you the St. Louis fans are taking it seriously.
And the team.
I mean, there's an article in today's sports section about, what happens tonight will determine how people feel about the whole
season.
Team.
Yeah.
And, that win or lose. See the guys arguing they should see their year as successful. But, we take this very, very seriously. The headline is stress test.
Stress test? What was our headline today? I can't even remember. I don't know.
Wainwright focuses on being himself to cope with the pressure of deciding game. That's the headline under the headline.
Do you think, and also Richard wants to know, he says, your fans don't seem as crazy as ours. Do they pass out Xanax at the games?
No, just a lot of beer.
Budweiser.
We are, we are not as noisy or as rowdy. We are fairly polite in St. Louis, I have to say.
But so I wonder if, given the fact that Pittsburgh fans were not polite, we, were harassing your pitcher by nye. Do you think the fans will do that to our pitcher tonight, even though that's not what you usually do?
They might.
I would think they would.
It'll be noisy tonight, believe me. I have been at the deciding game of a series in a, not in this stadium, but in the old Busch Stadium, which I preferred. I really loved that stadium. But we were very noisy, and no one left the park. After we won, no one left.
I'll tell you, at Monday's game when I was there, ninth inning, last pitch, there was not an empty seat. Nobody, of course nobody left because the game was still potentially could have been won. But, wow, no, so we've been dressing all in black when we go to our games, and I'm assuming it's just going to be a sea of red.
It'll be a sea of red.
Right.
It will be a sea of red. It was interesting because when I went to a game a couple of weeks ago, I had the opportunity to sit in the box for part of the game and to sit halfway between home and first base, about 13 rows back.
Ooh, nice.
And those were the seats that we had bought for the occasion with some friends, and family was up sitting in a box and came running down to haul us up to this box, which is the worst way to view a sporting event.
You're removed.
I have now experienced it for just about every kind of sport.
Right.
And the only one that I sort of don't mind it for is hockey, because hockey, I'm so scared to sit close to the rink and have those pucks slamming into the glass.
Not to mention bodies,
hockey scares me. But other than that, you miss the whole game. Stay home, watch it on TV, have your own bathroom.
Yeah, I always think that is funny because, so the rich people get to have bad seats.
Right.
Just
the
because
worst seats.
They get
this one even had a pillar where you couldn't see half the, from certain angles, you couldn't even see home plate.
Well, you're removed. I mean, and especially like for football games where it might be cold, then people just choose to, of course, stay in. They might as well stay home. Why deal with the, with the traffic and all of that? It's so bizarre. I sort of love the fact that the only way that the rich can do their usual exclusive thing is to actually then inhabit some of the worst seats in the stadium. Now, those seats come with, all the food you can eat and better food than the hoi polloi are enjoying.
I'm not so sure. It comes with the,
Oh, and real liquor flows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hey, why won't they sell wine at a baseball park? I'm not a beer drinker. Why can't I get a glass of wine?
Well, they do. They do
no,
it
well,
hours.
But can you?
We even have. We even have a vodka bar. There's a.
Yeah, but you have to sit. You have to sit in.
Kinds of vodka.
But you have to sit in the bar. I think. I mean, we have a bar at PNC, but you go in and you cannot walk out with a drink. You cannot. So, I don't understand why they won't let you drink whatever you want to drink.
Well,
why does beer
probably some deal that someone made a long time ago with the beer concessions. But we sell wine coolers in our stands.
You do?
Yeah.
I don't think we do. No, I just want some wine.
But I'm sure that's because they're made by a subsidiary of Anheuser-Busch.
Well, right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay.
This is far more important than...
The Republicans?
than the government shutdown or debt crisis.
Go ahead, Suze,
go. When that poor crazy woman was attacking Congress with her car... I honest to God, I thought I understood her.
You're saying, go.
Take a few of them out. Ugh.
Did you see this? This is just designed to just annoy the holy hell out of anybody. This Monday at 10:43 a.m., the government actually did approve a purchase of something, which is amazing. The government, which of course was not paying its workers at the time, did pay, get this, and I'm not making this up, $47,174 for a mechanical bull for the Utah National Guard. That's right, and the proper response is silence. That is correct.
Right.
Silence.
Well, meanwhile, what I find so interesting is these. I honestly was driving around in my car yesterday, muttering because I was flashing on the picture of the congressperson in berating the woman park ranger who was not letting people into the park because it was closed.
Yeah.
And yelling at her for doing the job that his vote was requiring her to do.
Exactly.
And I was just,
doing it for no pay.
Wish instead of standing there like she was a Marine sergeant and supposed to take it, she would have exercised her right to free speech and explained to him that he should stop, A, bullying a woman, for the sake of the television cameras, and 2, remind everybody whose vote it was that put her in the position of turning these American citizens out of their own land. Every time they find out how the vote is affecting people, like, oh my goodness, somebody dies in the military in Afghanistan,
and the
family doesn't have any money to travel to meet the body now.
Right.
Oh, well, we'll fix that. Oh, well, we'll fix the part.
Right.
Oh, well, open the government.
No, exactly.
Honestly, if anybody doesn't understand why Obama is right, and first we stop this nonsense, then we can start talking. They are acting like 2-year-olds. You have to. I
wouldn't disparage 2-year-olds, Susan.
That is unfair to 2-year-olds.
It is.
Speaking of which, did you read that wonderful article about dogs in MRIs?
Dogs and what?
Well, this neurobiologist.
Oh, that dogs are people too?
Yeah, right. Dogs are people too.
So tell the audience about it.
Oh, dogs are people too. So this neurobiologist, because this is where my head goes, because at the moment there is no question that dogs are better people than people. But somebody set out to prove that, sort of, or at least to prove that dogs are people too. So the only way you can do that is to sort of convince them to stand quietly without movement in an MRI machine, and then allow themselves to be subjected to certain stimuli, and then see how their brains go, which has always seemed to be sort of an impossible task. But this
you mean to keep a dog
had a rescue dog, and he was very smart, and he trained him to sit very sweetly, to sit motionlessly with his head in a cup, with earmuffs on, so the noise of the machine didn't bother him. Well, he got signs of, that would say, a hand sign that meant you're going to get food, and watch what
brain,
lit
what
up
his
in
brain
his brain.
did.
Well, it turns out that the same part of the dog's brain lights up that signals pleasure in much the same way humans do.
Absolutely.
The thought of food, the thought of seeing a loved one, i.e., when the master or the owner of the dog walks in, or and out, and so the end of the article is claiming that pretty soon, if corporations get to be treated like people, then at least we should be able to use neuroscience, which is already being used as evidence in courts, to show that the way we treat our animals needs to be on a much higher level than that they are property.
Here. Well, if our government was functioning, if things weren't so dire, that's the kind of, action and activity I could immerse myself in. Well,
it's what I am immersing myself in, because I can't stand to read how this group of people in Washington fail to understand that they have absolutely no right to, excuse my language, fuck around with the country, with the world, and think it doesn't have any long-term consequences. It's just, if anybody wants proof that these people are, at the nicest thing I can say is aren't anarchists, and the more reasonable thing to say is pure treason. They are trying to destroy the country. And why and Boehner is right up with them. What the Koch brothers have tied around his testicles, I don't know. But they've got something on him to be able to make him talk.
You gotta wonder. And what I wonder, if he's just doing this because he wants to be the speaker and he doesn't want to cross him and he doesn't want to lose his job, How could he possibly want that job? First of all, he can't do it. First of all, he is lousy at it. He can't possibly be enjoying being the speaker. Why doesn't he just do the...
Let's stop. The job has a mission.
Why doesn't
And the mission is to govern.
That's right. So why doesn't he do the right thing,
So why
actually
has he
do
totally
the job?
abdicated the mission of his job in favor of what?
In favor of having the job.
Which he refuses to do.
Having it, yes. And why would he... I don't know. Oh, Chris, you're so
anyway,
right.
I don't know what
Wait.
more anybody can say about this, except that it's appalling.
Okay,
it's
here's...
beyond being embarrassing in the eyes of the world. It's appalling. And, you know, I'm at the point where we need to have an American spring.
I'm with you, Sue. I've never heard you sound like such a revolutionary before, but I'm with you. Jon Stewart said something that I thought was right on the money about Boehner. He said this about Boehner. Look, you think Obamacare is a big enough threat to this country that you need to shut down the government over it? Fine. Then own it. Don't fart and point at the dog. Isn't that good?
It's perfect because that's what they're constantly doing, farting and pointing
at the dog. I know.
I mean, it's like Boehner going, they want us to surrender. Who picked a fight? Who started the war?
You know what they always see? Their whole MO is they rely on low information Americans. They rely on the fact that people aren't paying attention, and so that they can say whatever they want and people will swallow it. And what's interesting about these polls that show more and more Americans are totally blaming this on the Republicans is that this kind of action gets Americans to start paying attention.
That's right. And by the way, the 17th time you do the same thing, eventually even the slowest among us begin to catch on.
We have a caller. Hi, caller.
Hello?
Hi, guys.
Hi. I'm calling to ask you to stop deriding anarchists and lumping us in with those individuals.
I apologize. It is.
I mean, you know, you took it, and everybody does it, too. It drives me crazy. Anarchism is not chaos. It simply means no rule of, there's no governing, there's no rule of law. And that's not even a bad thing because that just means you take self-responsibility. Libertarians would be anarchists if they didn't want to be capitalists.
No, I totally disagree because I think no government would be chaos. I think that is chaos.
Yeah, no, it's just like anything else. It is an ideal, and it cannot be met without incurring problems. But if everybody was responsible for themselves,
but people
wouldn't have a problem.
Well, what kind of an if is that?
Obvious. But look what democracy is. I could say, well, democracy is a great idea, but it'll never work.
Because people are stupid. Right, yeah. Well, yeah.
But, I mean, you look at people like Emma Goldman, Alexander Berkman, Max Turner, the anarchist philosopher.
The worst assassin in the universe. Yeah,
they have wonderful ideas. They had the idea of mutual aid. It's not just an ambulance company. It was an anarchist idea that you help people, they help you, but there's no governing body that tells you what to do or makes rules for you or anything. You do that because do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So quit slandering the anarchists and go Bucs. See you guys.
Bye. Chris writes, the former Dodger you're thinking about is Steve Garvey. That's right. It was Steve Garvey. That's who was there. Steve Garvey, right. He tried to be a celebrity. Maybe I got him when he was trying to be a celebrity. After he retired, along with his wife, Cindy, she was on one of those...
with whom he ended up in an acrimonious
terrible divorce, right. She was on one of those Regis and Kelly type shows in the morning. And Chris also writes this, and the reason I think maybe the St. Louis crowd isn't as loud as ours is because it's an older crowd. I think our crowds are our crowd is young, are much younger, because you have all these young 20-year-olds who have never seen a good baseball team in their life, and they are really coming out to the game. So maybe that's true. Maybe there's a slightly younger.
Well, and I will say that in St. Louis you have,
It's like Packer
it's
tickets.
rather like Packer Stadium in that you have generations of families
with
that
the
have
same
had
tickets
forever. And
right.
It's a very, old people, babies, everybody is there.
Yeah, us too. I love a baseball crowd. Oh, here's a nice thought. NP writes, the scary thing is Boehner's only 2 heartbeats away from the presidency. All right. Well, and then speaking of our totally outrageous government, did you in any way look into the argument yesterday before the Supreme Court on this McCutcheon case, in which it is quite clear that our wondrous Supreme Court that already has had a hand in a total corruption of our electoral process because of their Citizens United ruling is about to follow it up by lifting the caps on what individuals can contribute because it is an unfair restriction on rich people's ability to express themselves.
See, this argument, I do not understand why this argument, which can so obviously be made at the other end, gathers such traction.
What do you mean?
If
the other end.
A rich person can buy a whole lot more voice and speech than a poor person. The rich person can effectively silence the poor person.
Can drown out the other speech.
Isn't the government interested in making sure that, in this place of one person, one vote, each person's voice is equal? That would, in all other times, that has sort of been what we've been after. It is only in this time when we gerrymander the way we do, when we find merit in Jim Crow laws masquerading under, other not very masqueraded fashions. This is just exactly the same thing, and to have the court just jumping on their bandwagon is amazing.
This is another you elect Republicans, this is what you get. This is what you get.
Just like the NRA is the lobbying arm for the ammunition and gun manufacturers.
Yep.
So the Republican Party is the lobbyist for big business.
Without a doubt.
And anybody that can't see that, and anybody that votes for them for their own common good, and isn't one of the
super rich
0.0001%, you're just cutting off various parts of your body to spite your face.
Indeed.
And your future.
Quick email from Ansel. I read the article Susan's summarizing regarding dogs, and they suggested that dogs could be considered sentient on the same level as a small child. And I agree with that. Also, Ansel writes, as for this shutdown, I am so frustrated by the purposeful dissemination of bad or misleading information in this battle over Obamacare. The Republicans have so muddied the waters with their deceptive sleight of hand that no one can intelligently discuss the real facts or even recognize them. I so would appreciate a debate of the real facts. Well, Ansel, you're in the wrong country for that. No. I don't know. It's makes me speechless. That's how amazing. We got to get our break in. We'll be back.
Email your questions and comments to Lynn at pghcitypaper.com or call Lynn at 412-316-3381. Lynn Cullen Live will return in a moment.
Go to the all-new bergbargains.com for great deals on gift cards from your favorite local restaurants, bars, museums, attractions, and shows. This month, big discounts on your favorite Halloween attractions. Supplies are limited. The all-new bergbargains.com. Pittsburgh's best bargains. bergbargains.com.
Les Ludwig, your independent, self-financed, clean candidate for mayor of Pittsburgh. You've heard the saying, same old. If we don't change what we're doing, we can only expect the same results. Let's look at what the Democratic Party leadership of your lifetime is asking you to do on Election Day. They want you to forget that they and Ravenstahl have not lived up to minority contracts and the jobs involved in it. If government promises work and jobs and wants to leave it for the next candidate, will it ever get done? How can we trust Peduto and especially the leadership when they continue to act this way? Are they hiding something worse than Harper's misdeeds? Vote November 5th and remember, same old. Embrace change and work willingly with it. Think outside the party's box. Make Les Ludwig your mayor and join his march to clean government and keeping promises.
Have a question or an opinion? Call Lynn Cullen at 412-316-3381 or email lynn@pghcitypaper.com. Now, more with Lynn Cullen Live.
Oh, hey, on the local front, Susan, you recall our three wonderful sisters here, the Orie sisters. One was on the Supreme Court, one was a state senator.
Them. Yes.
Yeah, they're all like convicts now.
The three felons.
Yeah, the three felons. So you may also recall that the Supreme Court justice escaped going to jail, which really pissed a lot of people off, and instead was sentenced to, cleaning toilets and feeding the hungry and crap like that. I don't know what. And the other bizarre thing that she was told that she had to do was that she had to have a picture taken, which has been taken, of herself in handcuffs. And she was to take those pictures of herself in handcuffs and write to every judge at every level, I think, in the state and apologize personally to them on the photograph, written something. I mean, it's so absurd to me. It sounded so absurd. Well, turns out, the paper reports today,
She didn't do it.
she hadn't written a one, and she says, I ain't going to. And she said, because writing an apology is essentially admitting that I did this thing, and I say I did not. And so there's trouble now, because it says here that the judge had felt that what happened to her was her unbelievable arrogance resulted in her willingness to abuse power, and that if she were to find rehabilitation at all, it would be in addressing, in some part, that arrogance. And he thought that this apology writing with her on the picture would be a way of her coming to terms with her arrogance. Well, he didn't understand that her arrogance is so impenetrable that she simply will not obey the rule, which means she could go to jail. They're going to revisit this. If she won't write it, then he might just throw her into jail. That's what happens when you try to come up with these, creative sentencing. But isn't that something? She gets out of jail, and all she has to do is say, I am sorry. She never really apologized in court either. She apologized famously, Susan, to her family. I'm sorry for that you had to go through this. She didn't apologize for abuse of power or anything. Tainting the court, any of it. So...
No. She doesn't admit it. Being found guilty and admitting guilt are two very different things.
The lovely Orie sisters. Okay, you should see them too. I mean, they're just like the lovely Orie. They're frightening looking. They are just.
The only thing that we're missing is Cinderella.
Yeah, really. No, they really are. Yeah. Oh, I'm looking at a picture of a dog in a bed. He's sleeping. And Marcy writes, a man wrote a letter to a small hotel in the Midwest. He planned to visit on his vacation. He wrote, I would very much like to bring my dog with me. He is well groomed and very well behaved. Would you be willing to permit me to keep him in my room? An immediate reply came from the hotel owner who wrote this. Sir, I have been operating this hotel for many years. In all that time, I have never had a dog steal my towels, bedclothes, silverware, or pictures off the walls. I've never had to evict a dog in the middle of the night for being drunk and disorderly, and I've never had a dog run out on a hotel bill. Yes, indeed, your dog is welcome at my hotel, and if your dog will vouch for you, you're welcome to stay here too.
Well, I have to say, at that hotel we were in Chicago, I met an awful lot of cute dogs in the lobby. I mean, in the elevator, one of which was following me back to my room over its owner's objections.
Right, because, our mother drove down to Chicago with a dog and another person, and that dog was let into the hotel, right?
Into our hotel?
Into our hotel.
Which was not the hotel at which this dog was staying.
No, and that was another hotel the dog could go in. And if you're, because our hotel was hip, of course they're going to let dogs in. But how cute is that? It is so true. Thank you, Marcy. I love that. That was great. Okay, Susan, have you got anything to say about this that motorcycle thing in New York? And do you know now that they have
that there was an undercover cop there?
There were 5 cops. 5 New York City cops were in that motorcycle group. 5. One now has been identified as one who kicked at the car and hit the car. I guess he didn't hit the person, but he's already been, he's going to face riot and criminal mischief charges. There were 5 cops.
You see, the way I was only half listening, and I was hearing that one undercover cop was in there, and I was thinking, I was trying to construct his defense.
Oh, that he was,
didn't in some way take part, that his cover would be blown and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
No, you can't.
No.
But if there were just 5 cops who were a member
we got a call.
Of this gang.
Thanks. Hi, caller.
Hello, Lynn.
Hi.
Going back to your topic of dogs, I'm not much of a net person, so like viewing videos and stuff, but I did catch this video. I think it's from somewhere in South America, of this large yellow lab trying to make friends with a little boy. And the little boy is, I think, 2 years old. He's obviously developmentally disabled. And the mother says that he doesn't want anybody touching him. And if you would see this dog follow the baby and just very gently nudging the baby, playing with the baby, so it's unbelievable. It's like this dog did something that humans can't do.
Yeah.
And if you can find it on the
You know
internet,
what? I think I saw. This is relatively recent. I think I did come across it, and I thought, it was at a time I thought, if I watch this, I'll start crying, and I'm not going to. I have to do something. But yes, it was that this dog, of course, this gentle, wondrous dog, innately understood this child and gently could do for the child what a human would have difficulty doing. Right.
Yeah. And the baby eventually reaching out and petting him and stuff. I tell you what, it just tears welled up.
Yes. I'll try to find it. My brother's forever finding things like this and sending them around because he's the biggest sucker for any animal in the universe. But yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Right.
Bye.
Well, that's why
dogs are known to be extraordinarily helpful with autistic children, and
they're just empathetic somehow. They absolutely get where your emotions are. Any person who's ever had an animal will tell you that. Any kid will tell you that their best friend growing up was always the dog who would know when they were sad, who would be there.
When I was, having one of my daily crying fits and sitting in a corner someplace in our house, Frisky was always sitting right next to me.
Yeah, right. Frisky. We were so stupid at naming dogs.
That was not my first cat.
Was that your cat, Frisky? Yeah, right, Frisky. Right. Oh, I'm being sent a picture of 2 dogs who are listening to the show right now. I have to admit, The white one is out cold. The shepherd is looks very contemplative. Looks like he is definitely listening,
considering our words.
Yes, the human companion says about the white one who's out cold must be your dulcet-toned voice. Oh, yeah. Susan.
Want to go out?
Yeah, right. Go out? Oh, yeah, what can we do?
Walk?
Yeah, want to go for a walk? Want to go for a walk? Is he... We don't know what actually... Want a dog biscuit? Want a treat? Ooh, want a biscuit? You never know exactly
we're
what.
Awful.
W-A-L-K. You start owners start spelling walk. So
where's the L-E-A-C-H?
Right.
F-A?
And they, dogs within 6 months can spell walk. That's what happens.
Absolutely.
W-A-L-K. Did you just say W-A-L-K? We're out of here. Did the dog wake up? We're just asking. So, Susan!
Okay, see you on Tuesday. Today is Wednesday, and may we each find the game a nail-biter.
Oh, I don't know if I can take it. Okay, and may, whatever. And may it be a great game.
Just a good game.
A great game that you really think they both should have won.
Yeah. I wish you great luck.
Well, I wish I could say the same to you.
Yeah, don't. It's okay. I actually do. Good luck.
I can't.
Bye.
Bye, Suze. Thanks. All right. And now that she's off, one last time, guys. Or not last, but this is big. This one's big. Okay. Here we go. Go Bucs! Oh.
Lynn Cullen Live, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and archived at pghcitypaper.com. The opinions expressed on Lynn Cullen Live are those of the host and do not necessarily reflect the viewpoints of Pittsburgh City Paper, Steel City Media, and its advertisers.